Welcome back to school, class. This is completely different for me as well as for you. I'm having a hard time teaching with you not here to correct me when I do something wrong or shout out answers at me. But we're going to try this anyway. So we are learning in Unit 8, we're going to be learning about right triangle trigonometry. And I've broken this Unit 8.1 into 4 videos. So our first video, we're going to be talking about the Pythagorean theorem. Okay, Pythagorean theorem should not be new to you. You've probably known it since about 7th grade. You learned a squared plus b squared is equal to c squared. Some books call it hypotenuse squared, leg squared plus leg squared equals hypotenuse squared. Only thing you have to remember is that C here has to be the hypotenuse. It's got to be the longest side. That's always going to be the side that's across from your right angle right there. So as long as you label C right, A and B don't matter. So when we're doing this first example down here, I'm just going to relabel this triangle, and I'm going to call the hypotenuse, so go across from that right angle right there, and label the hypotenuse as C. The other two, A and B, don't matter at all. And then you can just go ahead and plug them into your formula up here and put A squared, or 4 squared, plus 8 squared is equal to C squared, or X squared. When we go through to solve this, 4 squared we know is 16, 8 squared is 64. When you add 16 to 64, we've got 80. So 80 is equal to x squared. And then to find what x is, we're trying to find x, not x squared. So you're going to undo the square, or take the square root of both sides. X is the square root of 80. Now, they're going to ask you on the assignment to give your answers in simplest radical form. So don't plug it into the calculator unless you have one of those nice fancy calculators that simplify radicals. But we're going to just go ahead and remember that 80 is 16 times 5. So when we simplify that, we do know that the square root of 16 is 4. And then we'll leave the square root of 5 under the radical. And that is going to be our missing side. On this other one, this next one, when we go to label it, remember we go across from the right angle to label that one C. The other two are just A and B, doesn't matter which one. When we go to solve this, we've got our A squared, or 22 squared, plus X squared is equal to 24 squared. Now we're going to need to go ahead and do the math. 22 squared, when I plug it into my calculator, tells me it is 484 plus x squared is equal to, I forgot to put my squared there, 24 squared, which is 576. Now we're just going to solve for our x squared. So we'll subtract 484 from both sides. And x squared is equal to 576 subtract 484, which is 92. Again, we're going to just take the square root of both of those, and x is equal to 92 can be divided by 4. It is 4 times 23. So when I take the square root of both of those, the square root of 4 is 2, square roots of 23. And that is our answer in simplest radical form. Tune in later for the next one.